The waves look the same. The sunsets still shimmer across the open seas. But beneath that calm horizon, something is changing. In 2026, more than 40 million passengers are expected to set sail, the highest number in history. Yet behind that record growth, the cruise industry is quietly transforming in ways few passengers will notice until they step on board. Some of these changes will make cruising harder, more expensive, and less spontaneous. Others, surprisingly, might make it cleaner, smarter, and more rewarding. This is not just about new ships or fresh itineraries. It is about how the very idea of cruising is evolving, from a carefree escape into a carefully managed global machine. And whether you sail once a year or once in a lifetime, what is coming next will affect you directly. Let's break down the major changes shaping the future of cruising in 2026. A few might actually surprise you. And because 2026 is a completely different cruise year, with new rules, new fees, and limits most passengers don't know about yet, I put together a free digital guide called Cruise Hacks 2026. It shows you how to avoid the new charges, find cheaper itineraries, get excursion access before they sell out, and even which cruise lines still offer free dining. You can download it free, link in the description, or the pinned comment. 1. Rising overtourism fees and stricter port access. For decades, cruise ships brought life and economy to coastal cities. But in 2026, the world's most iconic ports are saying enough. From Venice to Santorini, Dubrovnik to Juneau, local governments are enforcing new sustainability laws and port quotas. Each arriving ship means thousands of visitors pouring into narrow streets and fragile ecosystems. The result has been overcrowding, pollution, and frustrated locals. To fight back, cities are introducing green docking fees that could reach $20 to $30 per passenger, and some are limiting how many ships can dock each day. Venice now restricts large vessels from its central lagoon. Amsterdam has introduced new head taxes, and Greek islands are preparing seasonal visitor caps. The goal is to protect heritage sites, but for passengers, it means fewer itinerary options, higher costs, and smaller windows to explore ashore. Cruise lines are already rerouting to lesser-known destinations like Split, Kotor, and Trieste. But that shift will take time. So, if your dream cruise includes the classics of Europe, 2026 might be your last chance to see them before regulations grow even tighter. 2. Shorter itineraries. Faster schedules. Cruises once promised a full week of escape. 7, 10, sometimes even 14 days of slow ocean life. But in 2026, the new trend is short. 3 to 5 day cruises are dominating the market. AAA forecasts that 21.7 million Americans will cruise in 2026, a jump of 1 million from the previous year. Yet most of these new travelers are booking shorter itineraries designed to fit tight work schedules and smaller budgets. For families and millennials, this change sounds ideal. More affordable, less commitment, easier to plan. But for traditional cruisers, it is a shift away from the grand voyages of old. Shorter trips mean fewer ports, less time to unwind, and a pace that feels more like a sprint than a sail. Lines love this model because it increases ship turnover, allowing them to serve more passengers per year. But it also means less immersion, less depth, and less connection to the places visited. The future of cruising, it seems, may be more about convenience than escape. 3. Geopolitical reroutes and vanishing destinations. The world's political map is shifting, and so is the cruise map. Tensions in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and parts of Asia have forced lines to abandon routes that were once iconic. The Black Sea is now off-limits for most itineraries. Israel and nearby ports have seen mass cancellations. Even sections of the Red Sea face detours due to safety risks. To compensate, cruise companies are redirecting ships to the Western Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and Northern Europe. While that means fresh itineraries and safer voyages, it also means fewer bucket list destinations like Istanbul, Alexandria, and Jerusalem. For travelers hoping to follow biblical routes or ancient trade paths, those dreams may need to wait. Cruise lines insist these reroutes are temporary, but in reality, some could last years. The world's waterways remain unpredictable, and 2026 will remind travelers that the sea, like the world itself, is never truly still. 4. Environmental regulations and rising costs. The oceans are changing, and so are the rules that govern them. Starting in 2026, the International Maritime Organization will tighten emission standards, forcing cruise lines to cut carbon output by up to 40% by 2030. To meet these goals, ships are switching to cleaner fuels, hybrid propulsion, and new biodigesters to eliminate food waste. These technologies are essential for the planet, but they come at a cost, one that passengers will feel directly. Expect new green surcharges of $10 to $30 per ticket and gradual fare increases across most major lines. For now, the fees are small, but by the late 2020s, they could double. Still, there is a bright side. The same policies driving up costs are also making cruises quieter, cleaner, and more efficient. By the end of 2026, several lines will test nuclear-assisted and hydrogen-powered vessels, representing the boldest step toward net-zero travel the industry has ever taken. 5. Changing onboard dining and fewer buffets. Cruise dining has always been part of the magic mountains of seafood, endless desserts, and all-you-can-eat buffets. But that era is slowly fading. To reduce waste and improve hygiene, many lines are scaling back self-service stations. Buffets will still exist, but with controlled portions and limited hours. Some ships are replacing them with rotating menu stations and digital ordering systems. Premium menu upgrades are also becoming more common. Specialty restaurants once included in higher cabin categories are now charging a la carte prices, with steakhouse dinners and sushi bars adding $20 to $50 per person. The change might disappoint those who love the free-flowing feast, but the focus now is on freshness, presentation, and sustainability. It is less about quantity, more about quality, a philosophy shift that defines 2026 dining at sea. 6. Mandatory digital check-ins and onboard tracking cruise boarding once meant paper tickets, passport lines, and a smile from the check-in desk. In 2026, it means screens. All major cruise lines are switching to fully digital pre-boarding systems. Passengers must upload documents, vaccination records, and ID photos in advance. At terminals, facial recognition cameras handle security and embarkation in seconds. On board, wearable wristbands and smart apps track purchases, dining preferences, and location for safety. The system makes everything faster and more efficient, but it also raises privacy concerns. Every step, from boarding to buffet, now generates data. While lines promise that information remains secure, many travelers feel uneasy about constant monitoring. It is the new trade-off: more convenience, less anonymity. 7. Limited shore excursions and stricter environmental rules. Cruise excursions are the heart of exploration. Yet, in 2026, several destinations are limiting them to protect delicate ecosystems. Alaska will tighten wildlife viewing restrictions, reducing the number of whale-watching tours each day. In the Arctic, small expedition ships must carry certified environmental guides. Even tropical destinations like Belize and the Galapagos are restricting visitor numbers to prevent reef damage. These policies are positive for the planet, but they also reduce flexibility. Travelers who wait until arrival to book an excursion may find everything sold out. Booking early will become essential, and prices are likely to climb due to reduced supply. The message is clear. Sustainability now defines the shore experience as much as it defines the sea. Wait. More affordable short cruises and bundled deals. But it is not all bad news. The shift toward shorter itineraries has made cruising more accessible than ever before. Royal Caribbean, MSC, and Carnival are offering 3 to 5 day voyages bundled with flights and hotels, saving travelers 15 to 20% compared to booking separately. For many families, this opens the door to a vacation that once seemed out of reach. Prices for short Caribbean getaways now start around $500 to $800 per person, a fraction of what land-based resorts charge. This democratization of cruising is bringing new travelers on board, introducing millions to the joy of life at sea for the first time. 9. Brand new ships and exclusive destinations. In 2026, the cruise fleet is getting a major upgrade. At least 6 new ships will launch, featuring next-generation design and AI-assisted service. Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas promises personalized dining recommendations, adaptive lighting in cabins, and near-seamless digital concierge support. Four Seasons will debut its first yacht with 95 ultra-luxury suites, and the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection will expand to Alaska, offering expedition-level exploration with 5-star amenities. Private destinations are also becoming the new frontier. Royal Beach Club Cozumel opens in December 2026, providing exclusive beach access, private pools, and premium dining for passengers only. These additions transform cruising into something more immersive, more luxurious, and more tailored than ever before. If you're cruising in 2026, don't wing it. Prices are going up, new restrictions are rolling out, and thousands of travelers will get hit with surprise fees they didn't see coming. That's why I made Cruise Hacks 2026, a free 24-page guide that shows you how to sail smarter, save money, avoid the hidden charges, and even pick the quietest cabins. It also comes with a printable packing checklist and a list of cruise lines with the lowest 2026 fees. Grab it now, link below. 10. Sustainability rewards and green loyalty programs. To encourage responsible travel, cruise lines are turning sustainability into a reward system. Passengers who choose low-emission voyages or participate in onboard recycling initiatives can now earn loyalty points. Royal Caribbean and MSC are leading this effort, offering discounts, drink credits, and priority embarkation to eco-conscious travelers. For the average cruiser, these programs translate into savings of $100 to $200 per trip. It is a sign of how deeply environmental awareness has entered the heart of cruising. The same ships that once symbolized excess are now embracing conservation, not just for image, but for survival. 11. Smarter personalization and the rise of wellness. Voyages. Artificial intelligence is reshaping how cruises feel. Smart apps now learn your habits, recommend meals you might love, and schedule activities that fit your pace. Some ships even track sleep patterns to suggest morning routines or spa treatments. This personalization goes beyond convenience. It connects with a growing movement toward wellness travel, an industry worth over $1 trillion globally. Cruises in 2026 will include yoga retreats, digital detox programs, and nutrition-focused dining, turning the sea into a sanctuary for mind and body. It is a subtle yet powerful shift that redefines what relaxation means at sea. 12. The balanced horizon. So yes, many of the changes coming in 2026 will challenge the old spirit of cruising. Costs will rise, rules will tighten, familiar destinations will fade. But at the same time, cruising is becoming cleaner, more efficient, and more inclusive than ever before. The waves still look the same. The sunsets still shimmer across open seas. But beneath that horizon, the industry is preparing for a future where every voyage matters, not just to passengers, but to the planet itself. The sea will always call. The only question is what kind of cruise will answer it.